Welcome back to Average Joe Preparedness. This is a preparedness channel for regular people. My name's Rick, and I'm an Average Joe. First things first, not a surprise. Hopefully, if you guys have been watching the last few videos, my attire, I'm out working, still haven't gotten all cleaned up and pretty for these videos. So, that is the way. Yes? I live in suburbia, so I have to keep up with the Joneses. I don't, but so I can make sure my yard and everything looks nice, and yeah, take out the garbage and bring back at the right times. It's just suburbia, guys. And then if I'm going to do something else, like work in the back and tend my garden or whatever, this is how you look. Also, today, I did some more work on my car. I did the work, ordered the parts, got it taken care of. We've talked about that before. We'll touch on it again in this video just a little bit. But I was seriously surprised by my last video. I mentioned before, I didn't even think I was going to get subscribers, like a few, like a handful, my friends and family. And I have a few, not a lot. And then hardly too many views on my videos, but the last one blew up. And I got like more views in a couple days than I have on my other videos for like years. Now, not getting too excited because I saw another content creator that was talking about that also, that videos were just blowing up. And so first, we're going to talk about that. Now, I don't know if it's the way they changed their algorithm or whatever the heck it is. I don't know if people were interested in the good news and people are just looking for it, which was the part of the title of my last video. Or I don't know if people just want to come and make fun of how I do potatoes. Yes? Either way, I don't care, because if you want to laugh, I've got no problem with that. It doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, that's how I crack jokes. I crack a lot of jokes like that where I'm making fun of myself. I got no problems. And we're probably going to have some more fun today because I'm going to go do another thing of the potatoes. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you guys my other potatoes. We're going to talk about potatoes. Rick, we're going to talk about potatoes? Yes, we're going to talk about potatoes. But first, the car. If you want to go back, I'll give you guys a recap for you new people here, but there's videos back there about me working on my car. And that is, if my car breaks, I order the parts myself. I find them really cheap. You can get them online or local auto dealers, the little auto parts places. And then I do it myself, either because I've done it before, YouTube's out there, it's a wonderful thing. And yeah, my car breaks because it's old. It's paid off. We've talked about this before. Rick, why don't you just get a new car? You seem to be working on a lot. Yes I am. However, the part cost me like 30 something bucks. It took me less than an hour. If I pay myself 50 bucks an hour, it comes to less than $100. If I take it somewhere to get it done, I know for a fact labor is 350 bucks on that specific job, not counting parts wherever the hell they order it from. Yes, my car, brand new car, costs like 500 bucks. We've talked about this. 500 bucks a month. My car doesn't cost me 500 bucks a month. I'm keeping my car. Yay. Now, what's really important, now, potatoes. I'm just playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and I'm going to probably empty the other two buckets. I'll empty one to see how dry it is. And those are probably going to be complete failures. I'll show you the last bucket that actually started growing again. And then I'm going to give you a theory. If you guys watched my last video, that bucket, there was like a long, besides the dead stuff on top, there was like a long root thing. My assumption is, and this is all assumption, if anybody knows, they can tell me, is that when you plant it and you bury it as it gets bigger, it just grows that main root. And then once you stop and it does its thing, that's when it starts putting out tubers. That's the guess I'm going on. So the last one, I'm hoping, is now putting out tubers, but until that happens, it just keeps growing that one long stem. This is theory. We're going to find out. And when I look in this other bucket, we're going to see if it has it. Yes? And then I'm going to show you some semi-successes the other ways I plant potatoes, and they seem to be doing okay. Some of them. Yes? Potatoes! Okay, reminder. These are the last three buckets. There was four, and I was growing them somewhere else. I moved them over here for them to dry out. Once they died, there's the one that decided it was going to start growing again. And I'm hoping that it's like putting out tubers. I don't know. These guys, these two right here, are probably going to end up the same way as the other one, and we're about to find out. After this, I'll show you guys some other potatoes that are actually doing well. But the bucket experiment, nope, not doing good. Okay, so unlike my last video where I was in here, the lovely lady in my life is busy, so she's not filming it. So you guys are just sitting on stuff. Yes? And this is the wheelbarrow again. This is the dirt from the last bucket. Again, I keep it. I put compost and stuff. I mix it, and then I reuse this dirt either in buckets or, again, in another raised garden bed or something. So, here's the second bucket. Now, again, you can see that It died. And someone left a comment like, "Are you sure you put a potato in there?" Yes, I put potatoes in here. I don't know what happened. So, same diff. I'm going to take off this. We'll get rid of that here in a second. I'm going to dump this out. And you guys know what we're expecting, right? Nothing. But we'll find out. And that long thing, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see what happens. It's like treasure. We're about to dig through it. Yes? Yes. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, this is really wet, and I think that's the problem. I'm noticing my potatoes grow better if I don't give them a lot of water. Strange, but that's the way it is. So, and I see some roots. See that? So we're going to dig through this. We're going to find out real quick. And hopefully, we'll at least get more clues as to why these ain't working. Yes? Way moist. No potato. Break it open. Nothing. Except, remember I said that long root, which is, it's rotting, but I have it. I have the long root. But again, no roots. But way too moist. And I think that might be the problem, or at least that's the theory I'm going under. Way too moist. Well, I want to keep digging, but it looks like the exact same. Whoa, it's getting heavy for my wheelbarrow. I got a little wheelbarrow here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am actually going to go grab that other bucket, the third one, because we pretty much know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to dump it, and then we'll get out of here, these bad potatoes bucket experiments, and then we'll wait for the fourth one once it grows and dies. Yes? Yes. All right, so third bucket. Let's try this again. Getting this off the top. All right, now in this one, I got more of those roots. Ooh, look, evidence. Do you guys see what that is? That is my seed tater. You guys see that? So there was actually one. Throw that off to the side because it's just kind of rotten. And again, way too wet. You guys can see that. So I'm going on to the premise that potatoes do not need a lot of water. Look at it. This is just solid. Solid, solid, solid. Nothing except that one that's rotting, but that one stem that grew up. So yeah, info you guys. If you want to grow potatoes in a bucket, don't listen to me so far. Yes? Yes. Alright, a couple more sweeps through here just to make sure that it's the same as always. Yes? Rick, you should edit your videos better. No. This is the way. Success or failure, you see it. Yes? Alright. Well, I'm going with moisture. I'm also showing you that there was a seed potato there. So just for full disclosure, it did happen. But how about we go out and I'll show you the other potatoes I have growing, and I'll actually critique how they're doing because I'm not growing potatoes the way they're supposed to be done. But everything is like an experiment. It's a test. I don't have to grow this for my food as of now. So what I do is I do stuff in different areas, see where it's going to grow, and I do it on a micro level in case one day I actually have to do it on a macro level. Does that make sense? Yes. Alright, so this area should look familiar. This is where I just dug up some ground in between two trees and had those red potatoes that were going to seed inside my pantry. Yes, and they seem to be doing okay. However, I'm not growing potatoes like they're supposed to be grown. You're supposed to like dig a trench, keep the draw off the side, do the potatoes, and then you slowly bury it like you do the theory in a 5-gallon bucket, because then they have more room to put out their tubers. These are only going to be able to put out tubers just digging themselves into the ground. So we'll see. Another thing, if you're going to learn to grow stuff, is you're going to have to learn to deal with this. This is one right here, and they look like they're dying, and they're not supposed to. And if you look, it looks like bugs have gotten there, so I'm gonna have to try to take care of that. But growing things can be very frustrating. Yes, yes. Now this area right here is just like a little planter bed with their little rocks and stuff that I hate, the big rocks. But there was some bushes back here that I couldn't stand, so I pulled them out. Now, if you can tell by the soil, I really haven't done a lot of work here yet. Can you see that doesn't look like a garden bed or a planter bed or anything like that? So I just threw down some potatoes I had, and they like it. You can tell I've got 3 here. So I don't give them a lot of water. You can tell the soil is not well. And I didn't do the trench thing or where I'm burying them up. It's just the way it is. So whatever these guys give me this year, they give me. Again, just want to see if potatoes will grow here. Now we're over in the raised garden bed, and these look like they're probably going to be my best success. We'll see about that. But I know they're growing potatoes because I could actually see them. They were coming up. And I had to put another layer of compost and the such to bury them. So again, they're gonna have to push through. I'm not doing the little hills and I'm not doing little trenches so that they can slowly grow up. They're gonna have to push through this dirt. So I'm expecting small potatoes and a small batch. Yep, airplane's going over. Sorry, can't hear. Help it, guys, I hope you can still hear me. But anyways, just showing you the rest of my potatoes. All right, back inside. Am I glistening? Because it's hot out there. So now you've seen the potatoes. Obviously, the ones in the buckets have failed. We still got one bucket to be determined. It's just creeping along. I don't know how well it's going to do. You've seen the red potatoes that I haven't trenched, so they're probably not going to give too many tubers, and they're starting to be attacked by bugs. I showed you the ones over there that are in the bad soil, and then I showed you the ones in my raised garden bed. So all this information I'm going to use next year. Or later, probably not later this year because it's too late in the season, but I'll use this information next year so I can try to expand and make it better and better. People, if you're going to plant something and you're just like magical, throw the beans out and stuff's going to grow, that is not the way, okay? It takes time. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out the soil, your environment, blah, 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 blah. So if you want to do just little gardening, and there's lots of videos out there on that, depending on why you want to plant stuff, it is going to take time. All right, one more thing I thought of. Clarification on my last video, and I mentioned that the sound was messed up, and I brought you guys in closer, and I don't have a studio, and I said, well, all I have is my camera. Okay, sorry guys, I foo-barbed or whatever. It's not that I have a camera, that's my phone. That's what I meant to say. It's on camera, it's on video, but all I have is, it's a cell phone sitting right there. So anyways, clarification on that. So, all right, again, I don't know why everybody came to see my last video. Potatoes are good news. So I've shown you the potatoes. I talked about my car, talked about growing, talked about clarification on my cell phone, and now we're going to get into good news. Yes? Yes. And the good news is if you're watching this video, we're all still here. Life is good. Yes? It's another beautiful day in your life, and I hope you see it that way. I try not to do doom and gloom. I try to look at the bright side of stuff, but we are still alive. I'm hoping that you're happy. It hasn't happened yet. All the scary, big, huge, scary things that some people talk about hasn't happened yet. Yes, the price is going up and interest rates are going up, and those things go up and down all the time. But I'm talking big things. Those things haven't happened. So you should appreciate it. I know I do. Every day. Every day appreciate your life and be thankful when something huge or medium or even small, negative-wise, doesn't happen to you. Yes? Be positive. And with that, I hope this finds you well. I hope you are happy. I hope you are positive. And for just the average Joes out there, I hope you're being prepared.